I'm Dr. Xander Leland Jr., pastor of Macedonia Missionary Baptist Church here in the city of Batesville, Mississippi. I am so happy to be able to celebrate Mother's Day on today. I've been blessed throughout my life to have some very special ladies in my life to serve not only as my biological mother, but also serve as mother models for my life. And I just praise God for them on this special day. I always thank God for my biological mother, Mrs. Rosa Dale Grady Leland, who not only brought me into this world, but she set an example and modeled her life in a way to help me to realize the importance of dignity, integrity, honesty, and truth. I thank God for my grandmother, Mrs. James Anna Wright Grady, who served not only as a role model, but was almost what you might call a constant companion in my early days of growing up. She taught me service in the church. She was an usher, and I followed her as an usher. So we traveled all over Panola County ushering. So I thank God for her. I thank God for her moments that we just talked one-on-one. She shared with me my family history, and she also shared with me our family legacy. I thank God for Mrs. Rosa Thomas, who actually was my father's aunt. But due to the fact that my father's mother died when he was 11, she served as a surrogate grandmother for me on my father's side. And she was the picture of what you might call a show-enough grandmother. You went to her house, she was there surrounded by children. She loving on them and allowed you to love on her. And she was just that type of person. And then into my lives came Mrs. Bertha Irving, who served as a mother to me, Mrs. Nina Bell Nash, who served as a mother, and Mrs. Beulah Marie Ralston Leland. All three of these ladies touched my lives and gave me models to follow after, things to look for in a woman, how she should treat her husband, how she should treat her children, and how she should be in society. I'm just so thankful today to be able to pause and just give God the praise and glory for all of these ladies who came my way and shared in my life and helped me to be a better person and help my life and memories to be much sweeter because of them. Mothers, happy Mother's Day. God bless you and God keep you in his care.
Hello, my name is Monica Hall. I would like to say Happy Mother's Day to my mother, Vanetta Hall. She has been my rock from the beginning to now. I have so many memorable moments with her. I can't just talk about one. So I just want her to know that she is always that number one lady in my heart, and I love her to pieces. Happy Mother's Day, Mama.
Hello, my name is Elizabeth Ware Lee, and my mom's name was Ruby She Got Ware. I had the best mama in the world, and I said when growing up that when I get grown, I want to be like my mom because I remember her working all the time and just being a good mom. She was funny too. I guess that's where I take after my mom because she liked to clown around. But anyway, the most memorable moment is when my mom told us, "Do not let dark catch you coming home," and we did. And she whipped me all up under the wire fence. I got hung on the barbed wire, and she was still whooping me. Then when I did tear loose, she docked on me when I got home. So, but I know she loved me, and I didn't let dog catch me out anymore. Love you, Mom. Happy Heavenly Mother's Day.
My name is Willie Madison McDaniel. My mother's name was Esther B. Madison. I had three mothers, two grandmothers, Love McDaniel and Willie B. Madison. They was behind me growing up, my grandmothers and them raised me and taught me everything. My grandma Love took me at an old age of my life after I was grown and married and brought me out of the darkness into the morning light. I just want to say thank you to all three of them and happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day, Lakina Bean.
Okay. All right. What's the most memorable, like, anything your mom taught you that you can tell me about?
Don't touch nobody if they don't mess with you.
Okay. Anything else?
Yeah.
What? Tell me.
When you go to school, she gotta pray for me every day I go to school.
That's it. You want to thank her for praying for you every day you go to school? Well, tell her, Mama, I thank you for praying for me.
Mama, thank you for praying for me.
And you can tell her Happy Mother's Day again.
Happy Mother's Day
To who?
to Lakina Bean.
There you go.
My name is Lakina Bean, and I want to say Happy Mother's Day to my mom, Deborah Bean, and to all the mothers. My most memorable moment about my mom is so many to name, but how she's always been there. She's done it. I've never had to question her faithfulness to me, her intentions for me, and because of that, I'm grateful. And I want to just say Happy Mother's Day and thank you for being that example of a mother that I can always be proud of. Thanks. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day. My name is Lagana Bean. My mother's name is Lisa Bean. And I have a lot of fond memories about my mama. Because we all grew up in the church, the same church. And if I could hear my mother pray again, it would be wonderful to me. My mother worked in the church and she took us everywhere. And one of the most memorable things about my mother, she'd always follow me around. And I know sometimes I messed up, but she always would tell me, boy, you did good. And that's a wonderful thing to hear. Happy Mother's Day to all mothers, and God bless you.
Hello, my name is Jeanette Hentz, and I'm saying Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out here, but especially my mom. My mom is a mom that gave me life. She's like no other. She nurtured me. She taught me. She dressed me. She fought for me. She held me. She shouted at me. And she kissed me, and the most importantly, she loved me unconditionally. There's not enough words to describe how much and how important my mom is to me, and what a powerful influence she has on my life. She's 78 years old. She's going to be 79 this year. Her name is Georgie Jones. And she inspired me in order for me to inspire my children. So at my age, I just graduated from JSU with a master's degree in education and with a 4.0. And it's because of her constantly inspiring me to inspire my children, who are all successful, that, I'm just so grateful to have her still in my life. And she still inspires me to this day. Happy Mother's Day.
Hi, my name is Paula Renee Carter Griffin, and I'm wishing Happy Mother's Day to my mother, Miss Estella Purdy Carter, who's in Chicago, Illinois. Happy Mother's Day to you, Mom. Wish you were here with me. Well, one of the most memorable moments I remember as a child, I might have been about 5 or 6, and we were riding down Madison Avenue in Chicago, which at that time was known as a strip for women of the night. And so I was asking my mom, what are those ladies doing, Mom? And I said, they look like they're doing something wrong. And she said, baby, we can't judge people because we don't know their particular situation. Some of those ladies have children that are hungry at home that they're here trying to feed. So one thing I want you to learn is don't judge people because we don't know their story. And that's something that stayed with me all my life. And Mama, I thank you for that. Not judging others.
Hello, my name is Rosa Jones. I would like to say Happy Mother's Day to all mothers. And the most memorable thing, there's so many I remember about my mother, but the main one was she taught us about Jesus. My mother was a very stern person. I guess that would be the word I would use. She meant what she said what she meant. My mother, my most remembered thing about her was the pledge I made for my sisters, that when we got grown, there was few things we would never do. We wasn't going to church. We wasn't going to have no cows and no chickens. But we didn't know that KFC and Big Macs coming from chicken and cows. And the next thing, we was not going to ever go to church. When we figured I told my sisters, I was the second girl, I told her that when we got grown, that was one of the things we wasn't going to do, was go to church. But I know it took my mother's prayers and the Holy Spirit. I can't, look like now, stay out of church. I'm glad she taught us. And I would just like to say, I hope that I have done half the job with my children as my mother did with me. Happy Mother's Day to everyone. My mother's name was Joanna Hanley Sykes. And God gave, my mother's prayer was that she lived to see her children get grown. I was 41 years old when my mother died. So she saw all of her children grown and saw most of her grandchildren.
Hi, my name is Deborah Bean. My mother's name is Annie Mae Butler. And I just want to say Happy Mother's Day, although you're gone and you're not here with me today. And fond memories, Mom always loved to shop. Mom was 85, but Mom could still go better than I could go. She was always up, always wanting to shop. She was shopping when I wasn't able to shop. She would say, "Do you want to go?" And I got told no, but she was always willing to shop from sun up to sundown. That's where I got mine from. And she always loved picking potatoes. Picked them just so she could give them away. And I just want to say I miss you, Mom, and I just want to say Happy Mother's Day.
Hello. I would like to say Happy Mother's Day to all of the mothers and mother-like figures. My name is Arletha Howard, and my mother's name is Gladys Bailey McGee. I am so thankful that my 98-year-old mother is still here, and we are continuing to build memories. Some of the things that Mom instilled in me and continues to instill in all of the people she meets is the importance of prayer, the importance of respect, and the fact that, you are important, you matter, no matter what. You're not less than anybody, but you're not more than anybody else either. And also, my mom believed in education. And so because of her, all of her 6 children did graduate high school, 5 attended college, and thanks to her effort, her prayers, that I still feel that it's important to have discipline. You got to get up moving. And when we talk to Mom now and they say, "Mom, you're 98 years old, what keeps you going?" People always ask her that. And she said, you got to do right. You got to do right by people. And when you can, be of service. And now, last thing I want to share about my mom, she says, no matter how old you are, you should be learning. If you're not learning anything, you're not living. Again, happy Mother's Day to all the moms and all the mother-like figures, and my special mom that's still here, Gladys Bailey McGee.
I would just like to say Happy Mother's Day to my mother, Deborah Bean, my grandmother, Annie Mae Butler, and to all the women in the church who have helped to raise me, because there were a lot. The most memorable thing or life lesson that I got from my mother was her teaching me to not try to make everybody like you, as long as you are pleasing in God's sight and you like you. That's the most important thing. The most memorable thing that I can remember from my grandmother, for some reason, because I can't bake, but not trying to make caramel for a cake when it's about to rain. I don't know why that's most memorable to me, but that's one thing she taught me. And also, I just love them so much, and I hope one day to be as blessed and as helpful and as loving as them, just seeing the way my grandmother loved on people and seeing the way that my mother took care of and loved my grandmother. I just hope to one day be able to just reach the heights that they're at. And happy Mother's Day to everybody.
Yes, my name is John Morris, Deacon Morris. They call me around here. My mother was Florence Morris. She had passed, and she did so in 2011. But my mother was a very active member of Macedonia, and there's one thing we can always remember about her. My mother was a carrier of messages. We always tell the story that there were several ways of communication. You could do it by telephone, television, telegraph, or either you could telephone, because she had the connection. Everybody loved her, and of course I loved her too. But right now we're just wishing her a happy heavenly Mother's Day. And she died in 2011, but we still love her, and she still lives on through us. So, Mother, wherever you might be, happy Mother's Day.
I want to say Happy Mother's Day to my mother, Dorothy Mister, who have gone on to heaven. And the most remember that we share when she always would talk to me, she always would tell me, Pat, she called me by my nickname instead of LaCrystal, and my nickname was Pat. And she always say, Pat, you're going to have to learn how to trust God and try Him. And she always would tell me, you got to be specific with God. So whatever I go through, I always remember what she say, trust Him and try Him and be specific with Him. And she always would tell me, because Mama's not going to be here always, so you're going to need somebody that you can trust and rely on. So when the day came when God called for her to come home, you know, she was in the bed, and all of a sudden sickness just took over, and I had to go use the bathroom. So while I was in the bathroom, I prayed to God, and I said, God, I don't know you like my mother know you. I said, but she always would tell me to trust you and try you. So I'm just telling you, God, that you know what best for my mother. So when I came out the bathroom, she was gone. She had passed away in my dad's arms. So I know she's in a better place, and I would like to wish her a happy Mother's Day.
Hello, my name is Reverend Dr. Joseph Eugene Lambert, as most of you call me Eugene. I'd just like to wish not only my mother, but every mother in Macedonia Missionary Baptist Church a happy Mother's Day, especially to my mother, the president of the usher board, been on the usher board ever since I can remember, Shannon Faye Lambert. So much I could say about my mom, but the main thing I want to say today is just thank you. Thank you for all the sacrifices you made. Thank you for everything that you've done. Thank you for even now covering me and covering my children. Not only were you the best mother, you're one of the best grandmothers that I know. There's nothing I wouldn't do for you. Hopefully you enjoy having me as a son. My main goal now is to make sure that you don't want for anything. I won't let you drive me anywhere, but because you have a tough time getting yourself where you're going. So I won't ask you to drive me anywhere anymore. But other than that, I feel like our roles has changed. You took care of me, and I think now is my time to take care of you. But I thank God for you, and I thank God for the ultimate thing that you did in introducing me to Jesus a long time ago. And it always starts at home, and you made sure it started at home with me, introducing me to God, teaching me how to pray, bringing me to Sunday school, bringing me to church. And I thank you for it, because throughout these 41 years, that's what has stuck with me. And I'm doing my best to instill the same in my children. So happy Mother's Day to everyone. Thank you, Mama. I love you. Happy Mother's Day to you.
Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers, especially the young mothers is coming on and trying to rear their kids. It's a blessing to have a mother, because my mother has been deceased. But she was a loving, kind woman. She the one taught me and instilled in me, you could be anything you want to be, because your head set right on top of your neck as anybody else. You can be whatever you want to be, and all you got to do is apply yourself. And I have applied myself. And she really brought me a mighty long way, because she used that rod of correction on me. That rod of correction will bring you. That we need to continue to use that rod of correction on our kids. And they would be what they should be in life.
Hi, my name is Clarice Scott. My mother is Catherine Vaughn, and I would like to wish her a happy Mother's Day. I also would like to wish a happy day to my oldest sister, Glenda Jean Young, Wilma Jean Scott, Geraldine Carruthers Scott Carruthers. And I would just like to say my most memorable moment of my mother, she's been gone for, it's been like 22 years. And I can say that all those other memorable times, I just can't explain, but this one memorable time, my mother had stage 4 cancer. And we all had a part in it. All of us was around except for Dean. And we all had a part. My part was staying with her, and that's one reason I got into healthcare. The most memorable part of that is that she had did her chemo, and I was asleep, and she had got up and she was sitting. She wasn't hiding, she was sitting. I went upstairs looking for her. I ran all across the house looking for her, and then went downstairs in the basement, and I'm like, oh Lord, what did happened to my mother? And then I turn around and look, and she's sitting up in a chair like this, just smiling. And that was the most heartfelt smile and warmth that I ever had. And I would just like to say happy Heavenly Mother's Day to you.
Hello, happy Mother's Day to all of the mothers, and especially to my mother. My name is Yvonne Jackson Lambert. Her name was Lillian Brooks Jackson. And I had a good mother. She taught us when we were young, and she taught us how to love each other. And that's one of the things that I really remember about my mom. She was a kind-hearted lady. She passed on when we were still young, but in her years here, I thank God that she taught us how to treat other people. And I try to instill that into my children today, and well as my grandchildren. And she always would tell us to always remember to go to church and to love your husband, loves your children, and take care of them. Don't always step out like you is in or looking like you belong to a magazine or whatever. But if you dress your children. Always have them looking just like you would look. And that really stuck with me, because I thank her for all of her years that she was with us, which she passed on when she was like 47. And we had to carry on, but she left that with us. So I remember that. And I just thank her, and I hope and pray that I have done some of the things that she wanted me to do. So to you, Mom, I love you and thank God for you.
Happy Mother's Day, Mom. This is your son, Ralph. And my mother is Estella Bledsoe. Was a Draper, but she's a Bledsoe. And I am so proud of her. And I thank her for everything that she have done and how she have brought me up. Her birthday is May the 10th, May the 10th. And I am so proud of you, and I appreciate you so very much. And I would like to pray and thank each one that have their mothers now, to go with them and stand by them. And because God have blessed me and have blessed everybody, and I, as a blessing to those that have their mothers and the one that don't have their mothers, to continue to pray. And I just thank you. Happy Mother's Day, Mom. And I love you so much.
Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. And I'm saying Happy Mother's Day to my mother that's going on to glory. And my tribute is to her is just to tell y'all a little about her, but most of us know about her. She had 6 children. You know, it's just like a chicken having 6 chicks, and she took care of them. She put them up on her wing, and she tried her best to do what's right for us, and showed us and taught us about Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. She wanted us to be the best we could. Sometimes we failed her. Sometimes we did things that brought shame to her. But even though through all that, she loved us unconditionally. And I just want to say Happy Mother's Day to you, Mom. And one specific thing she told me a long time ago, I was doing some things. She told me, said, boy, you going hog wild and pig po. And I didn't know what that meant for a long time. And then I realized as I got older, I remember what I was doing, and she told me to straighten myself up in so many words. But thank you, Mom, for being a mother. And she got smart enough to tell me, she started calling me every Saturday, are you going to church? Are you going to church? I said, yes, ma'am. Pick me up. Pick me up. And yes, I'm still going, Mother, and I'm going to keep on going. Because one day I'm going to climb that stairway to heaven with you.
Hello, I'm Coretta Kitchen Sullivan, and I would like to wish my mom, the late Miss Nora V. Kitchens, a happy heavenly Mother's Day. And also my sister, Katina Kitchens Lloyd, a happy heavenly Mother's Day. The most memorable moment or event I can recall my mom being a part of was my wedding. It was such a blessed event and an occasion because my mom worked with me from the beginning to the end, and she was very instrumental in doing a lot of the decorating, helping me pick out my dress, helping me get ready on the day of. So that is something that I will always remember. The event in my life. One of the things that my mom used to tell me all the time was always listen, just be quiet, look, listen, and things will happen. You know, they'll come and you'll see people and others for who they really are. They'll tell off on themselves. So I've taken that with me throughout the years, and I'll forever cherish that. So happy Mother's Day, and I love you.
She ain't playing this time.